Alright guys, we're going to do a few things today. Going to be kind of all over the place, so stick with us here on FearlessMods. Going to go ahead and start getting this, go ahead and get this bash bar welded up. Didn't have the generator going yesterday, but it was powering the house, so today it's going to power the welder, and we're going to get this, fix this bash bar, get it welded on there. Once we got that on, then the plan is to go ahead and get this bumper, the old bumper, reattached so that we can kind of start to work some of these hood gaps and get them the way we want them, and get the blinkers done, a little bit of stitching here on the bumper. And then, if all is going according to plan, I would like to go ahead and start trying to get this windshield out so that we can start working on that interior. So stick with us, all over the place today. Should be fun. So essentially, what I'm thinking is that will, I don't even know if you can see it, that will suffice if somebody bumps me in a parking lot to prevent it from coming in far enough to maybe get into my headlight. But it's certainly not structural like it once was. But it's only the end. And when you look at the component, they were two separate pieces that were held together by a bunch of different spot welded thin sheets on top of it that were sandwiched anyway. Granted, that gives it a lot of strength when you do all that together and it's fresh and new, but it's not that bad. It's good. The heavy pieces of steel are tacked, and like I said, it'll be enough just to give it a little protection back there. Considering that it was pointing straight out forward before, strangely enough, at least it's back kind of to the semblance of the shape that it once had. So I'm good with it. With this being flared out and almost kind of inverted here, what I'm going to try to do, this whole line right here is inverted. So I'm going to try to heat this up and try to maybe kind of pop it out to bring some of the shape back to where it was before. Definitely made it more pliable, and got some of the hard kinks to reverse, so now I'm just kind of holding it in place while it cools down to try to see if it holds its new original shape. So I'm going to drip stitch them from the back, and I'm going to do just some some crisscross X's, but the head of the zip tie will be in the back, so all you'll see is a smooth black piece coming across the front. Because obviously beauty matters in a situation such as this. First time drip stitcher here, I will admit, but because some of the plastic has been misshapen as it tore, I am going to go ahead and apply a little bit of heat to it to help it stretch and form just a little bit. And I'm also, that's why I moved out a little bit further here to get around this curve, because I didn't want to start stitching it real tight here and then have this curve be way off. Stitching complete. Lovely. Oh no, it's my first drip stitch job. Did I pass? You have to tell me. Good munchies in there still. I got buckled good. It's been quite the off-road adventure. This one, I think, is going to have to be come up with some kind of tie downs for this. Probably crisscross some zip ties across that. The nice thing is now that I have that call it that bash bar fixed up, I can use that to kind of tie across also using this string, just to hold it there for now. Hard to believe that this is all gone and this survived, but the one on the other side did not. Stranger things, man, stranger things. Ta-da! Solid mount. That is freaking roadworthy, man. Ready to go. I'm getting ready to get after this windshield, but this gap is just bugging the hell out of me, so I want to take a look at it. And try to figure out, this is the weirdest part right here, the overlap. So I think my plan now is going to be to, I want to go ahead and take these hinges off and see if I can, without the hinges, set the hood in there and see how well everything lines up, so I can try to figure out maybe how better to adjust the hinges. Big part of my problem, to be honest with you, is having the wrong scoop inside here. But you can see that the rubber is jamming up against the intercooler in the wrong spots. That's obviously for a different intercooler. So maybe my next purchase is just going to be that inner shroud. Part of the problem right here, as you can see, these are digging in. Yeah, at least I think that's part of the problem. So I'm at least going to take this shroud off here, rubber. Okay, so after a whole lot of messing around with this thing and tweaking it, I'm happy with this line here. Looks good. Front, I'm not too worried about. It's but it's even. And when I get the new bumper, then I'll worry about that one. And I'm happy with this one here as well. So this one was the bear right here because of the overlap. This was sticking out so far, about a ½ inch. Now it's nice, nice all the way through here. Nice even line all the way down. That matches the one on this side. So very pleased with how that's turned out. Boy, those take a lot of work. And then if I take these off to go after the getting them painted off the car, I'm going to get to repeat that. That'll be a lot of fun. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. So rather than getting started on the windshield, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it right there for tonight. Get back with you tomorrow. Alright guys, new day, and going to go ahead and start getting some of this trim removed and getting ready to go ahead and get this windshield out. Still cold as can be, which sucks, but I'm going to go ahead and start with trying to get out this this airbag here. Found some stuff online that refers to the test connector. I don't know that the 15, 16, 17 STIs had that. It talked about 2 green connectors under the dash. Didn't see those there. So I've been kind of wondering if, but the symptoms are exactly like what was described in the thread. The fans, the rad fans kicking on and off and on and off, and the relays cycling. I realized I can hear the fuel pump as a part of that mix, so the fuel pump cycling. All the other relays across the top of the engine are cycling. The air conditioning compressor, I can see it cycling on and off just with the key on. So while I'm under here, I just want to create a little more room here so that while I'm doing this stuff, maybe I can find that that connector or the equivalent on this. So anyway, I'm going to get after it. Alright, so we've got the airbag dropped down here now, and so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this, if I can get in here, the screwdriver, come in from this side maybe, there we go. So that pulled out, oh, that will pull all the way out. I'm going to go ahead and let it come all the way out, set that aside, and then now gently bring that straight up out of there like that. Now I will go ahead and put this
this back in there the same way that it was. It's as far as it wants to go, and I'm going to leave it that way until it's plugged into the next one. So there we go. Driver's side airbag, or underside for the knees is removed. Got this out. Still need to check on this other side to see if there's any more possibilities for that test fitting. But meanwhile, I want to go ahead and start getting some of this trim out of here, which should. Oh, and look at that. We just missed our service by 3 days. Today's the 15th, and I've got about 4,000 miles to spare on the oil change. So I was tempted to get in there and cut this off because it was hanging on into this little piece here, like with this little hammerhead on it. And I could tell that there was a slot on that if I could get it sideways it would go. But I was thinking, oh my gosh, that thing's I'm not gonna twist it. That's hard plastic, but the whole thing twists in place. So I'm glad I didn't snip that off, because that's totally still usable. I just twisted it sideways, and that allowed this to pull out. There we go. There we go. Still finding good stuff here. Found the temp tag, March 24th, 2017. 8 miles when it was bought. Again, the airbag deployment has already helped us. And now that I know all I gotta do is twist that thing, that makes it much easier. Like it is. Comes out. Give it a little push back here in the back. Help that one come out. And there we go. I'll go ahead and pull out some of these airbag screws and go ahead and get this one out of the dash too. Why not? Okay, one complete side curtain airbag removed. Why I'm doing that now, I don't really know. But it is done. And the good thing is I'm going to be in here getting after these seat belts anyways here soon, so because more important than the airbags currently is getting those fixed. The other thing is I'm going to need 2 front handles because both of these popped the rear, broke the rear connector. So might as well just toss those.
here we go with the getting ready to do some window sawing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the windshield wiper so I can pull off the rest of the plastic cowl up front here. Actually got an idea to maybe use the heat gun and go around the edge of this a little bit just to heat it up, maybe make it easier to get through that glue. And before I do that, actually, I'm going to put down some painter's tape and protect the edges of that from the wire. So while I'm sawing on it with that wire, I don't want to be scratching up the body here, so I'm going to go ahead and protect it with some tape here. This side. Shit, we cut whatever that was. That's what we cut through.
I was like, why is it going through there?
Don't get too confused. That little sucker worked great from Harbor Freight. Here's where, gotta show you where we were sawing through. It's got one strand left. I can't believe that did not pop in my face. But anyway, one strand left. Right in here, we got these two little electrical connectors that we sawed through. Right here, you can see the two connectors. This is the electrical circuit where those feed in. And then you got these lines that come back and forth all the way to about here. And then up here, they zigzag and then come up this way, just like the shape of that window. And so Riley from that green S13 says, hey, that's where the windshield wipers lay. You got the short one here that lays from here to here, and then you got the long one from here to here. So that's a windshield. I guess when you have probably your rear defrost on, when you're defrosting the car in the morning, it will heat up the windshield wipers too. So we got her. The next thing is going to be cleaning up all this black RTV type window sealant. 3 airbags removed, the 2 side curtains, the knee airbag. We've got 2 more to go, the steering wheel and the passenger airbag. but we're certainly a lot closer to getting that now. So now we'll be able to get good access to the dash to go ahead and get that replaced, and just waiting for the windshield. This is going to be street legal with the bumper work we did, and the once we get the windshield in, all I got to do is get it inspected and we'll be good to go. Take it, go get it aligned, and be drivable as we continue to do all the mods to it and get it painted or wrapped. Not sure what we're going to do yet, but anyway, great couple days on Fearless Mods here. I'm Biff. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and stay tuned. More to come. Take care.